Watch this video and then we'll talk about it.
If I'm 5'7", right, and I'm 5'8", I'm 5'9", I'm less desirable. Okay,
Two,
to women
no,
in America.
to who? I know plenty of 5'7" guys that are in relationships that make less than six
I
figures.
actually know a few too.
So to the women I want,
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
doesn't change anything.
It does. It changes a lot.
Why does it change anything?
Because that's what I'm saying. This is the buffer part where you will be 5'7", you'll be like, I'm not desirable to women here in America. That sounds much different than, hey, the women that I want, bro, they don't want me.
A lot of these red pill guys that get on the internet on their little podcast mics that they got for sale at walmart.com, and they spew out all this ridiculous rhetoric towards women and how all women are gold diggers and all women are this and all women are that, and don't date single mothers and don't date black women and don't date women in America. We already knew this. It all roots back to someone in one of those brackets rejected them. They can't afford the woman who maintains herself. She gets her hair done, she gets her nails done, she goes shopping, she lives a certain lifestyle. They're intimidated by that. So instead, they shoot it down and say, oh, well, she's just a gold digger. They don't want to date a single mother because they know that they are not mature enough to add themselves to that type of equation. Or they tried to talk to a single mom and she was like, I don't have time for your immaturity. They don't want to date black women because we're angry and aggressive, when probably some woman in high school rejected them and they've carried that with them throughout their lives because they somehow thought that black women would automatically take their BS, and that didn't happen for them. So now they're like, I don't date black women. They complain about American women, Western women, because we're not submissive enough. And it's because none of the women that they are dealing with are allowing the crap that they are putting them through or trying to put them through. Do women talk about height and wanting someone tall? Yeah, for the most part, a lot of women do. But like those gentlemen said, there are a lot of women who don't care about height. I know I've dated a few Elmer Fuds in my day. And no, Pick Misha, this is not the time for you to comment about how I've never cared about a man's height. Girl, sit down somewhere and listen to the point of the video. Now, everybody does have a right to like what they like. So is this dude wrong for having a particular type of woman? No, he's not wrong. But what he needs to realize is just because you want something doesn't mean it's for you. Just because you want something doesn't mean that they're going to want you back. I've liked plenty of guys in my lifetime and the feelings were not mutual for whatever reason. But I don't have some personal vendetta on those types of guys specifically. What the issue is, I think that a lot of these men are simply wanting women who are, I'm just going to say it, who are quite honestly out of their league. You want a woman who high maintenance. I hate that terminology. You want the woman who is high maintenance, who gets her nails done, who gets her hair done, who wears expensive makeup and nice clothes. But you're mad at yourself because you can't afford to keep up that type of lifestyle. And because she does not want to pull herself back and cut back just in order to accommodate you. So instead of trying to get your money up or finding women who can fit within your budget, you just get mad at all women who you deem are high maintenance. Instead of growing up and going to therapy, at the very least, if you can't afford therapy, reading a self-help book, anything, going on a hike, to release some of that energy that's in your brain. Instead of doing any kind of self reflection and working on yourself so that you can date a single mother and be a mature part of that equation, a contributing factor in that equation, you choose to complain and put down single mothers. Instead of treating black women with respect, you've taken on the mindset of white people and you think you are owed something from black women. And because they're not lying down like a doormat for you, you're upset. The solution to the problem is simple. Okay? But it's not going to get done. I understand that. I don't need you guys telling me, well, they're not going to do it. They're not going to listen. I get that. The solution could be so simple. You do the growth, the growing, and you work on yourself to become a better person. But instead, you're making things harder for yourself. And you're blaming everybody else for why you can't get the woman that you want, when you're not the type of man that those women would want. You're just not. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't think anybody should lower their expectations. I don't think anybody should settle for what they don't want. But you should work on yourself and try to become a better person. Am I the person that these type of women would want? And if you're honest with yourself, which I know a lot of people aren't going to do, I get that. But if you're honest with yourself, the answer would be no. So the immature thing to do would be to hate on all those types of people. And you be alone for the rest of your life. And you die alone in a nursing home in borrowed clothes that were donated and given to that nursing home by the state. You sit in front of the TV every holiday eating cold food because your kids have grown up, if you have kids, and they no longer want to have anything to do with you because you were a half-ass parent. And you are jealous of their mom because they're all rushing to be with her and to help her and spend time with her. You will be the old man at the barber shop telling younger men, man, I wasted away my youth. I should have acted right. When a smart person would make those changes now. A fool will be the one at 70 years old talking about how he wishes he would have done things differently. And now he is reaping the consequences. A smart person will see the error of their ways now and begin making those changes. So a lot of y'all think that you're hurting our feelings by saying, don't date black women, don't date single mom, don't date this type of woman, don't date that type of woman, don't date high maintenance women, don't date. We don't care. We are making videos about how you are a red flag and to stay away from you. Because while you want a certain type of woman and it's disguised under all that projection and hate, you're not the type of man that those women want. I posted a video a while back of this older man in his late 70s who said he regretted playing around in his young days. And there were so many women who commented, I feel bad for him. At least he's being honest. Girl, get off my page. I don't feel... That's one of our problems. We always fall for the sad stories. We're always quick to be forgiving and accepting. You brought that on yourself. You knew what you were doing and you chose to continue fooling around anyway. So now that you're in your late 70s and you're facing mortality and you have nobody to take care of you, now you want to act right? Absolutely not. Suffer the consequences. And that's the future in line for a lot of these men.